Okay, I'm not supposed to start until 2 o'clock, so I'm just going to kind of finish up here. Okay, let's see. Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay. And I don't know what time it is, but we are just waiting here. So I'm going to peek at the time. Okay. All right, I see someone is here, so I am going to go ahead and start. Hey, this is that Michelle with Crocheting into Retirement. This is my third stream. The first two are, they're okay. This one, however, is going to be a watch me as I make a Spider-Man little Amigurumi. So I just worked up this pattern before I started, and this part took me about 40 minutes. And this is, I don't have a lot of blue, so I did, obviously this is the head, and these are the tails, which doesn't really matter because we'll use this as a stuffing. So our pattern calls for a size 4 hook, and I am using a Susan Bates hook. Doesn't really matter what hook you use, what brand. Just like this one, and yeah. Anyway, that's what the pattern calls for. It also calls for a tapestry needle, some scissors, and it has, since it's Spider-Man, we have our beautiful red and our beautiful blue. And at some point in time, I will finish this one and make it the black and red Spider-Man. So we'll see how that works in the future. Okay. The pattern will be listed in the description after the live stream. It's a really easy amigurumi pattern. It's only challenging is because you have to change colors kind of midstream. So yes, so this is not supposed to be a tutorial. It's supposed to be more like watching me as I go along, but I will try and give you tips. And yeah, all right, so here we go. I'm going to make a magic circle, which you have to do when you do amigurumi. Okay, I am standing on something, so I am now going to step down. And give me a second. Because as far as I know, you cannot, I can't seem to, I don't know how to change the orientation on this. Okay. All right, now before I get started, hey, if you have comments, questions, you can post them here. I will not see them. And after this closes, I will not see it. So if you are genuinely want me to read your comments, excuse me, you need to do that after the stream is over. And I do read all of my comments, and I do try and answer questions. All right, so here we go. We're going to start. And for those of you who just joined, I'm making a amigurumi Spider-Man. Here's one that I worked up before we started. And yeah, all right, here we go. So most amigurumi patterns start with with 6. So I'm going to do 6 single crochets into my magic circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to pull this tight. I am not going to connect at the top. I'm going to work in the round. And I'm going to, instead of using a stitch marker or a paper clip or anything, I'm just going to use one of these black strings, or whatever contrasting color. I'm not going to do that yet. Okay. Now I'm going to go into the first one. Just because it's the first. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to increase up to 12. So I'm going to put 2 in each stitch. And in amigurumi, you really do want to count all of the time so that you don't lose track of what you're doing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, am I too close? I don't know. 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to pull this a little bit tighter. And now I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to put it right after the stitch. Then I'm going to increase this. We're in our third row. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing instead of doing an increase in each one, we're going to do it in the second one. So 1, 2, and now we're going to put an increase here, 3. And we're just going to repeat around until we get there. So 1, and I'm going to pull that out because I didn't grab all of my yarn. And 1, 2, 3. So that's actually 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then I'm going to leave this in. All right, get in the habit of always counting your stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Put your yarn back on your hook. Make sure the yarn is behind. And then I'm going to put this. I don't really need to do this, but I do plan on taking this live stream and turning it into parts into a tutorial. So whatever. All right, so now we're going to increase in our third stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oops, mistake there. Increase here. So when it says an increase stitch, that just means put 2 in the stitch. So 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Can you use a bigger stitch? Can you do like a double crochet or a half double crochet? I'm going to say no, you can't do that because then the stitches are too big and then it affects when you are stuffing. So now we're going to stop. We see that we got to the end of our row, and we're going to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Perfect. And now we're going to go up here. And don't worry, when you're done, this black thread or yarn pulls right out. Now we're going to increase from 24 to 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to put it right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on the 9 we're going to do this, the 10, and we're going to keep going. 11, and will it throw off your pattern if you miss a stitch? It will. It will throw off your pattern if you're changing colors. So up here in the head part, it's not going to really affect too much if you drop a stitch if you correct it later on. But the best thing to do is always count after. Here is what we're working towards. We're working towards this big thing right here. Always count your stitches after each row. I'm going to bring this closer so you can see. Right here is where we did an increased stitch in the row before. That's where we're going to put our increased stitch in this row, in the second one. It's best if you have to stop, if you stop at the end of the row. That's true for any of your crochet projects that have some kind of repeat in them, so that you don't get confused when you pick back up. This pattern can be altered from Spiderman into a bunny. And I did have a subscriber who said that they would like to be able to make a bunny. So I will do that in an upcoming video, show you how to turn this pattern, which is a free pattern that you can get online on YouTube. So yeah. All right, so now we're going to stop and we're going to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Pretty much every amigurumi pattern I've seen, this is how you do an increase. So I jotted down the pattern. So we did this. We increased to 30. So now we have to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 6 rows of 30. That's 180 stitches. So in order for us to not forget what row we're on, and so we don't really have to count, we're going to pull that out, and now we're going to put this here, and this will be our row. Let's count how many rows we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be row 6. Okay. So let's see. I am going to address some of the comments that I have received. Let's see. Okay, so one comment was, yes, I should make this mesh oversized overshirt. I'm sorry. And I did make it, and I am in the process of turning that into a video. And it's a really cute sweater top. During the live stream, when I was able to see the comments, someone had asked if I could make a frog that looked like this, like an applique. I found some, and they're not very cute. I'm sorry to the designers. I don't think I could design any better. But I did find one that is an amigurumi style of this. And I will try and feature that into a video in the future. And what is another comment? I can't think of anything offhand. All right, here's some questions that nobody's asked, but I'm going to go ahead and respond to. Why does your voice sound like that? Why does it sound like you're about to cry? All right, I have 3 different things going on medically that affect my voice. One, I have a thyroid condition, and your thyroid is a gland that goes over your windpipe, and it affects my voice. I also have asthma, so sometimes when my asthma is not well controlled, like now during allergy season, it affects my voice. I also have acid reflux, pretty bad, and that definitely affects my throat. If the medication that I take isn't working right. So yeah, that's why my voice sounds kind of funky. All right, so right now we are on row 7. And okay. I thought a cat was going to jump up here. I tried to do this while they're napping, but they woke up. Anywho, here is another question that some people have asked. When did I learn how to crochet? I learned when I was in the 2nd grade by my paternal grandmother, or my dad's mother. And I actually made a little Afghan baby blanket for my cousin who was expecting a baby. And I'm sure my grandmother did a lot of it. And yeah, thank you. Oh, I noticed now I have some likes up there. Hey man, like and subscribe would be great. If you could subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content, that would be great. It really helps the channel growing. Eventually, I'd like to be monetized so I can maybe sell some of this stuff online. Not multiples of this, but like this actual one. And how much would I sell them for? I don't know, $4? Not a lot. Anyway, my grandmother taught me, and I really enjoyed it. I crocheted a lot. Unfortunately, in the 70s, a lot of the patterns that were out were kind of ugly. A lot of like not good brown colors, not like a chocolate brown, but like a weird brown or yellows. They were not flattering. And then photography is not like it is now. It was not high def, it was low def. So I didn't really get into making any kind of clothes or anything. I did do a lot of hand puppets and scarves and things. And I tried to teach my twin brother, but he is left-handed, and that was too difficult to do. It was just too difficult to teach him how to crochet like that. So my twin brother never got into crocheting. Anyway, so I started then, and I crocheted all through high school. And then not so much in college, and then not so much when I had kids because I was terribly busy. I did make one blanket that all my babies, I have 3, that are all nice adults now, that they all shared. And then I got into crochet about 17 years ago after my husband passed away. And yeah, crocheting is a nice activity it's very relaxing, very calm. And it gave me something to do while I was taking public transportation to work. Sometimes I'd be on a bus for an hour, and I like to listen to music or listen to a book on tape, and then I would crochet. So you'll see in future videos, I have a lot of these little guys that are in parts because crocheting is okay on a bus, but stitching together or doing some kind of sewing, not so much. All right, so I don't know what row we're on. But this head part, it takes the longest. It took me, for the test, 1.5 hours. And I wasn't counting, or I'm sorry, I wasn't talking. So this might take me a little bit longer. When we get to the end of the row, I'll count and see where we're at. So, okay. Okay. And I don't know how to put music on. I'll figure that out. I've only been doing actively posting on this channel for about a month. So, yeah. All right. I don't know where we're at. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we got 2 more. We have 2 more rows to go for this, and then we're going to start decreasing. And again, this pattern can be used for customizing it into anything. It's all in the finishing and in the decorating of the face. And if you wanted to make it this so it's smaller, so you don't want this head to be this big, because it's pretty big. Let me just measure. Oh no, it just attracted a cat. Okay, it's 3 inches. It's a 3-inch circle. It's pretty big. If you want to make it smaller, you just wouldn't increase it as much. And then you would, the formula would be, if you did 5 rows, you're going to increase by the same amount of rows plus like 1 or 2 more. So if you only did up to 3, you would do 3 rows in here plus a 4 and then start decreasing. But it's the large size head that makes things cute. So anyway, all right, let's get back up here. Okay. So again, if you would like to see this as a tutorial, you can leave a comment after the stream that says, please make this a tutorial, and I will happily do that for you. I probably am going to do it anyway. So yeah, I see someone else has joined. If you could kindly give a thumbs up if you are liking this kind of content. Again, this is not supposed to be a tutorial video. Nope, live stream. This is just me crocheting this, and then when I edit this into, oh, well, now we have Diamond. Diamond is the one who picked this out yesterday. Let me move my coffee before she knocks it over. Okay. That's because they love this tape measure. It is probably their favorite toy. So anyway, Diamond picked this out. I have little projects that I have written down on cards, and I have I turn the cards upside down just in case they have learned how to read and have not told me. Then I have them pick a card. And I had students ask me to make the Spiderman like this in an applique, which I couldn't find. So anyway, decided to make it into an amigurumi. So this is what she picked. Before that, she picked the ghost. So that was fun to make. Not anywhere near as long. That probably took me about 3 minutes to make, if even that. Okay, so I appreciate Diamond stopping in to check on what's going on here. I hope she approves. I think she does. She probably wants me to stop and play with her, but I cannot do that right now. And I certainly hope everyone is being nice in the comments. I can't really read them because they go in a different orientation. And I am doing this from my cell phone, so they're really small, hard for me to read. Okay, she's gone. She's on the couch now, so that's good. Okay. Anyway, okay. As you can see, if you get bored doing the same thing over and over again, this might not be for you, but it actually works up, I think, pretty fast. Okay, I split my stitch here. This splits the yarns. I'm going to take that out. And I should say that the way it's curling, this is the outside. This is, I'm sorry, that's the inside. This is the outside. So if you stopped, you could just make a little hat like that. And actually, this is exactly how you make a hat. It's the same thing. So it's a pretty versatile pattern. This is exactly how you would make a hat. And in that regard, you could make it with, obviously, with bigger stitches or fancier stitches. And the reason why for Amigurumi use this small stitch is so you don't see the stuffing on the inside. Okay. So let's see. Oh, we lost a couple people. That's okay. That's all right. So we're going to come up here and we're going to count our rows. So here is where we started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay! All right, now we are going to decrease. Now decreasing is a little bit trickier. And in this particular pattern, it doesn't tell you how to decrease. It's assumed that you know. So if you recall, when we increased it on the 4th stitch. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and now we're not going to yarn over. Nope, we're going to go into here, into 4, yarn over, and pull it together. You're going to get a stitch like that. Looks like a half double crochet. Some amigurumi patterns will say just skip it. Excuse me. All right, Diamond is causing some chaos in the background here. What are you doing? All right. Okay. It's a 7-foot long couch, but you have to lay right there. That's all right. Okay. I don't like skipping the stitch because I feel like it has too much of a hole, and you can see the stuffing more. So here we go. Here is 4, and then break that, and then pull through all 3. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Instead of increasing, we're decreasing. We're going to yarn over here, then just go into the very next, grab this, and pull that through. Two, 3. Now we're on 4, and we're going to pull this together. 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to decrease here. And this kind of decrease is appropriate pretty much for any kind of, or not any, but most kind of projects that you're going to do. 2, 3, do that right? And 4. I forgot to move my stitch marker. I'm going to count. I think I made a mistake. But let's see. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Yeah, I'm going to say that's fine. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pull all these out because now we're doing the decrease. And we could have done that. And you can, and again, with amigurumi, you do not stitch the row together. We're doing something called working in the round. And okay, so now we're going to go down from 24 to 18. And our pattern, just to review this, is to start at 6, increase to 30, and then for 6 rows, you're going to just repeat 30. And now we're going to decrease down to 12. Then we're going to stuff, and we're going to decrease down to 6. So we are on the part of decreasing. So 1, 2, and now we're going to put these together. 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you're new at this, you really should try not to talk when you're doing this. 7, 8, because that's how you get messed up. 9. You might want to switch to a smaller hook if you feel like your holes are too big. So here is this is probably way too small, 2.5. You could go down to a 3, 3.5, if you have it. Okay. 2 here. Now we're going to decrease here. I feel like my loop is too big there. Okay. 2, 2, and 3, and 2, 3, 4. So it should end up right at our stitch marker. So I'm going to take a pause and just read some of these messages or comments up here if I can. Hey. Oh, it's a kitty. Yes, it is the kitty. And someone is still here. Oh, it's me. You're still here. Lovely. I see your little thing. Thank you. And someone else is saying, wow, thank you. Thank you for these comments. And this says, hey there, I am lurking as I have chores to do, but I will let you know how, since you have some small things there that I am making. Oh, yeah, please do. I'm a micro crochet. Oh, I would love to be a micro crochet, except my fingers do not do well with the pinching. I already have to wear like gloves and stuff at night for my arthritis, but I love micro crochet, and micro crochet is the same thing. It's kind of like this. I made this like 8 years ago. Look how small those stitches are. I think I used a size 2 hook. And this was a lot of fun. I used to make these all the time. And yeah. Anyway. Okay, let me get back up here. Thank you for your comments. I'm happy I was able to read that now. Please like and subscribe. It really is going to help me so that I do not need to, so I don't have to leave my cats. That's my joke. Okay. I have some health conditions that not work if I can avoid it, but everyone's got it. So there we go. All right. So now we're down to our last, I distracted myself by talking. So let me go through and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Perfect. So we have one more row for our decrease. Okay. I know that it's really popular now to use the Chanel or the velvet super bulky yarn. I do not have the patience for that. That's not true. I don't know why I said that. I'm not allowed to buy any more yarn because I have too much yarn. So, okay, thank you. So now we're going to go down from 18 to 12. So we just did, okay, 1, And now put these two together, 12. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 12. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we should end right on the 12. Did I do that right? I don't know. I don't know what I did here. All right, we're gonna just stick these two together and we're gonna count, and we should have 12 stitches. I might have made a mistake, but on this part it doesn't really matter too much because I haven't changed colors. So, and as long as I have 12 stitches. So I'm gonna count. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. All right, so I'm going to use my hook. I'm going to pull this tail through, which is getting on my nerves. Now we're supposed to stuff here. So I have some polyfill. I normally use yarn of the same color so that you cannot see the polyfill through it. And polyfill only comes in white that I'm aware of. And I'm going to just grab that real quick. Oh, all right. And yeah, all right. And you just kind of stuff it in here. These guys on my table are stuffed with yarn. And I found, though, that cutting yarn into stuffing takes sometimes longer than crocheting. So that's why I switched to, I'm sorry, than polyfill. Let me say that over again. Taking the time to cut matching yarn to stuff with sometimes takes longer than actually creating it. And I can tell that I am much better at this because I can't really even see the yarn. I mean, the polyfill, so that's cool. So I'm gonna, and then this is to your taste or style. If you want it to be very stiff, you would put more yarn in. But I know I'm probably gonna make this for a child is probably gonna get this, and it's more fun to be able to kind of squish it. So stuff that in there, stuff, stuff, stuff. Okay, now I think that's good. Now we're going to do our last row for the head. We're going to decrease from 12 to 6. Okay, so we're going to just, like our first increase row, we're just going to put every, sorry, we're going to put these 2 stitches together. Now this part, you also have to be careful that you are not stitching the polyfill in. I don't know what horrible thing will happen to you if you do. Ha ha ha, I think it just makes it look sloppy. Oops. Okay. Okay, so that was 2. Three. And 4. it'd be really cool if someone could suggest something else for me to make in the comments. Besides the bunny. Okay, and 5. And 6. Now, what we're supposed to do here is stop here, cut the yarn, and work on the body. I don't want to do that. I don't like taking the time to sew these together. It is it's time consuming, and I don't like doing it, so we're not going to. So we have finished this pattern. I don't have a printer, or I would have printed this off. Okay, we finished this pattern through the body. I'm sorry, through the head. So now it says here, start with 6. So we're gonna just do another row of 6 here, and then we're gonna increase to 24. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to take this stitch marker out. And if, you could always have just stuffed it in there. And then here is this is the tail that's trying to escape. Okay, there's this, look how cute his little tail is though, right? Look how cute that is. Okay, I'm gonna just stop for a second. This is where I was convinced that you needed to join the rows, and this would throw the patterns off. And this is like one of the first ones I made with like a different kind of ear and stuff. He's still super cute. I'm gonna work on his face. All right, I'm gonna take a break for a second. I gotta have something to drink. We're gonna look up here. Oh, I did not know that polyfill is available in black. That's pretty cool. Oh, someone is saying hi to me. Hi, Mrs. Huffman. Hi, it's me, Catherine. Catherine, you're here. How exciting. Okay. And no suggestion I should stop and look at the comments every now and then. That's true. I probably should do that. All right, now we're just going to do 6. I'm not going to even mark this. I'm just going to keep track by counting. Okay. 1. Catherine, don't forget to subscribe and like, if you want to. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Okay, now we're going to increase, and okay, so we're going to increase the exact same way we did before, which is we're going to put 2 stitches in each one. If you were making a hat, you would do the same thing. I've even done this kind of thing and made it into a purse. I will show that to you at some point in the future. Catherine, if you want, I see your little avatar. I can't tell if it's a frog or what that is. If you want me to make a frog, let me know. I'm already planning on making one, but I'll make it faster if you want me to make it for you. Or if you want to watch me make it. Okay, 4, 5, 6. I'll have to look for black polyfill. I never even saw that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Now we're going to put a row marker in so we don't lose track of what we're doing. Taking a sip of my coffee. some people use like little plastic safety pins or whatever. I just use yarn. Just, I don't know, it's just easier for me. Okay. Okay, so now we have 12 stitches, and now we're going to do this river increase. So we're going to put 1 here. And 2, and then we're going to put an increase here, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I will not, I might not be able to finish this all in one live stream. We'll see how it goes. Okay, 1, 2, and in most, well, not most, it depends on the pattern designer. They might tell you to increase and then tell you how to increase, or they might just assume you know how. So I started talking, which is almost impossible for me to not do. Haha. I'm going to count. I think I made a mistake. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay, I am supposed to put 1 in here. And I should have known because look, it ends right here. Okay, so 18. And then I'm just going to fold this over. And then, and if the lovely person who does the micro crochet is still on, please send me a comment after the live stream, because I do not know how to capture these messages about if you sell your products or if you just make them as gifts. Because I imagine that micro crochet, you probably cannot get the price that you would want to get. All right, so stop talking for a second. So 1, 2, now we're going to go to 24. So here's 3. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wait. Did I do that right? Wait a minute. Yep, 16. Okay. It's just multiples of 4. Oops. Okay. Oh, hi, Katina. I hear Katina's meowing at me. Hello. How are you? Did you have a good nap? Yep, you could come up here if you want. All right, I'm pretty sure I made a mistake on this row, and that's because I was talking too much. So let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. I'm going to rip this out, and that's fine. You're going to end up having to do this periodically. I'm going to rip this out, and when you rip out your yarn, there should be no knots in it. Should rip out pretty easily. Oh, here comes Katina. Hi, Katina. How are you? She will demand to be petted. This is the mama cat. Katina is the one who picked out the ghost for me to do. Okay, so let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Oh, that's why. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop now because I'm going to take a break, and then I will finish this in a second live stream either later today or tomorrow. So I would like to thank each and every one of you who has been here. If you could like and subscribe, share, all that good stuff, if you're interested, I would appreciate it. And thank you so much. And I am going to stop now.